Life for All presents Daily Food series, The Word of Life, the Fellowship of Life, and Living Stones for the Edification. The Epistles of John and Peter. Title of Book 4, Tested and Approved by God. Author Pedro. Week 1, Introduction to the Epistles of Peter. Thursday, the matter of sustenance. Read with prayer. And he said to them, Cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some. So they cast, and now they were not able to draw it in, because of the multitude of fish. John chapter 21, verse 6. After Jesus' resurrection, the angel told the disciples and Peter to go to Galilee. Mark chapter 16, verse 7. Peter was waiting for Jesus to appear and give them clear instructions on how to proceed, since they were without direction. In the meantime, he, the other disciples, and their families needed to eat. He then decided to go fishing, and since he was the leader, everyone followed him. John chapter 21, verse 3. They tried all night long, but caught nothing. It was already daylight when Jesus appeared and asked them if they had anything to eat. Verse 5. When they said no, Jesus ordered them to cast the net again on the right side of the boat. Obeying the Lord's word, they caught a multitude of fish that they could no longer haul in the net. Verse 6. It was then that John, more perceptive, recognized the Lord and told Peter. The latter reacted quickly, girding himself with his garment and jumping into the sea. Once again, Peter's characteristic behavior, impulsiveness. It can have both positive and negative effects. Today, we cannot afford to waste time. Our reaction must be swift. On the one hand, we need to be sensitive to the Spirit like John. On the other hand, we need to be quick like Peter. There are some whose perception allows them to easily recognize the Lord's way, but they are slow to react. As for us, when we hear the voice of command, let us put it into practice immediately. We also see in this passage that a single word from God can make us have a net full of fish. A single word can solve the problem of sustenance. The Lord does not really want us to be anxious about this, but He wants us to serve Him without worries. I can testify that many of our co-workers who were busy with their professions and thought that if they gave more time to the Lord, their duties or income would be affected. However, when the Lord touched them and they devoted themselves more to serving Him, they did not become poor, nor did their homes suffer shortages, nor did their businesses suffer losses. On the contrary, the Lord blessed them. The church is here to do God's will. When we are willing to do it, He will take care of our needs. Sometimes the Lord wants to test our hearts, and we may go through situations of deprivation. This happens not because He is not taking care of us, but because He wants us to trust in Him and serve Him with a pure heart. Jesus appeared to them on the shore mainly to rescue Peter and remind him that He had promised to make him a fisher of men. Therefore, Peter no longer needed to continue in his old job. Serving the Lord begins with love. He loved us first, but even to love Him, we need God's love, which comes from the Word of life, the fellowship of life, and the circulation of life. Right away, the Lord asked Peter if he loved him. Loving the Lord is not just a matter of theoretical talk. Do you love the Lord more than your things? More than your profession? If we truly love the Lord, we must care for people. Many teenagers are being used along with young people and the senior stewards. The church needs to learn to shepherd them because these battalions will bring many lambs to the church. If we will not be willing to shepherd them, we may lose them. What happened to Peter is also happening to us today. If we really love the Lord, He tells us to shepherd. The Lord insists on asking the question a second time and then asking it a third time. John chapter 21, verses 15 through 17. We need to care for one another, shepherd one another, give the sheep the right food, and nourish them with the proper diet, which is the word of life. In this way, we will all be brought into the fellowship of life.